get up, buddy.
Did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to. Damn, man, come on! What's the matter with you?
Mark.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
It's more like an obsession now. Everything I do, there's something to do with this, you know? Everything it's always in my head. I'm always thinking about it. I'm definitely obsessed.
Making a mission in life to shove it down these motherfuckers' throats so fucking hard that they fucking choke. Make it so that when they fucking look at you and they see you 5 years from now down the road, you walk into a fucking restaurant, they won't even look at you. They'll look the other way, or they'll look at the ground because they are so fucking embarrassed of what they did or how they treated you or what the fuck they said to you or how they tried to fuck with you, that they are embarrassed about what they did and where you went with it.
Obsession's gonna be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about? Let's face it, it's you against you out there.
One motherfucker ready to quit. Man, even you're saying yourself, boy, this fucking sucks. I don't want to fucking be here right now. And you're looking at all the guys' eyes around you, and you seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
The eyes just go down like, fuck, man, we gotta get the fuck out of here. This is brutal. Be that guy who finds the fucking courage and say, no, man, let's do this. So that's the one big thing I learned. Be that one out of the warriors. Be the one motherfucker that says,
I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection effect.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's gonna have to fucking try.
You have to be different from everybody else to achieve things that everybody else does not. So whatever your friends are doing, whatever your group is doing, whatever everybody in your school is doing, think of them as fish swimming down a river. You need to swim up the river somehow because nobody is going to help you in life. If you're a young man, me, him, nobody cares. I don't even know who you are. Nobody cares if you succeed. Nobody cares if you lose. Nobody cares if you end up homeless on the street. You are by yourself. So you and maybe one or two other people in the world who are close to you, that's your team. That's all you've got. And you have to somehow make it. And maybe one day you'll be in the same room as me, shaking my hand, and you can tell me the story.
I'm obsessed with being the best version of myself. And that's a daily thing. I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself. And realizing that is enough. Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that. So for anybody out there, you're enough. You gotta feel.
I would love to tell you that on the road to success, everything is gonna work out. It's not. It's gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a dog fight. On the road to success, I lost 5 aunts to cancer. It's a dog fight. In the midst of my business, I lost aunts. I had to go to funerals. We had to get on a plane. We had to drive. We had aunts that are close to my age who died, who didn't have insurance. We had to raise money. A dog fight. It's a dog fight. Like, you don't see that on YouTube. You don't see that on my TGI. It's a dog fight. My wife, 3 years ago, 7 legions found on her brain. It's a dog fight.
People want this to be cut and dry. They want this to be easy. They want it to be quick. They want it to be painless. There's nothing easy, quick, and painless about being fucking great at building anything in life, creating anything in life, becoming anything in life. You are going to suffer. It is going to be hard. It is going to take all of your energy. It's going to kick you in the fucking face 1,000 times.
My soldiers push forward. My soldiers scream out. My soldiers ready. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will take everything that happens in my life and I will allow the pain to push me to greatness. You will not break me. You will not stop me. You will not defeat me. The only way I lose is if I quit. It's going to be a dog fight. And so if you're ready to quit, then don't get started. If you're ready to quit, don't get started. If you're looking for this easy path, don't get started. If you think they're not going to close the door on you and say no 1,000,000 times, don't get started. But every time they close the door, I just get excited. Why? Because I am not a no. I'm from one yes away. You can't stop it. You can contain it for a while, but you cannot stop. This is life.
It really comes down to one thing. People who win make up their minds, and then they say, I'm going to do this no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is, no matter what I have to go through to make this happen. And they start climbing before people, and they keep climbing after other people quit. That's the secret to doing this. There's no special skill. There's no secret knowledge. There's no magic. In fact, the magic that everybody thinks there is just simply persevering through the hard things that come our way and never stopping.
You can't defeat me. There is not. You don't have enough power. You don't have enough energy. You don't have enough strength to stop this. So I'm telling you today, it's going to be a dogfight. And the sooner you realize it's going to be a dogfight, the first thing they teach you. Somebody over here, help me out. You are in the Navy, right? They're teaching you war, right? What's the first thing they teach you? Boot camp. The very first, somebody tell me over here, just take a wild guess. What's the first thing they teach soldiers? Good, courage, okay? This side. Discipline. So give me something practical. What's the first practical thing that they would teach you? Say it again. Defending yourself. Somebody over here. How to swim. Listen to me very closely. The first thing they teach you, the very first thing they teach you, is how to respond when you have a jam gun. And number two, how to carry a dead body. That's the first thing they teach you. They don't teach you how to defend yourself. They don't teach you how to swim. The first thing they teach you is when your gun is jammed. The first thing they teach you is a dead body, how to carry a dead body. And somebody tell me, why would they start you there? That's the worst case scenario. That's what you're not prepared for. That's what you're not thinking. You're not thinking when you go out there to defend yourself that your gun is going to jam. You're not thinking when you go out there that your boy gonna get killed and you gotta drag. You're not thinking that. So listen to me. It's not hardships that hurt us. It's not my cousin getting shot twice. It's not my cousin spending 50 years in jail. It's not my aunt dying of cancer. It's not my wife being diagnosed with 7 lesions on the brain that will break you. What will break most people that you didn't prepare for that? So when you put all your little goals and all your little dreams together, it's not the thing that broke you. It was you never even thought about the fact that you could be broken. You never prepared. You never prepared for worst case scenario. And the reason why ET is standing here, because I'm prepared for it. If you know anything about me, I still lay on floors. I still eat chips off the floor. I still do some stuff that to most people is crazy, like E.T., why would you do that? Because I'm always prepared that we may not live in that house one day. One day something might happen and we might have to go back to that. And if I have to go back to that, it's not gonna break me.
Heart check time, motherfucker! What separates us big dogs from everybody else is every morning when we stand in front of that mirror and we see the scars that cover our body, we're reminded of the times I tried to break us and take us out for good. The times I tried to make us quit, but we never gave up. We stayed in those fucking trenches with our hands up and our chin tucked. Every opportunity, every level of success, and every motherfucking thing in our life has been attained from fucking blood, from fucking sweat, from fucking tears. Nothing has been handed to us. Everything has been earned. So when we step in those trenches, big dog, and face adversity, face to fucking face, it's to the fucking death. It's time to level up. Let's go. It's always been you, big dog. Every single fucking problem in your life comes back to you. The reason you come up short, the reason you can't control your life, the reason, big dog, your dreams seem so far away. On this side, they never ask, why me? We ask, try me! So I want you to wipe your fucking tears, tuck your chin, put your hands up, and start fucking moving! Time to level up! Let's go!
Extreme pressure. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? For a diamond to be produced, it has to go through extreme pressure, extreme heat. And if that wasn't enough, what makes a diamond is the cut. So you are put through, if you want to be a diamond, you must go through extreme pressure. If you can't take pressure, then you're not a diamond. After you go through all the pressure you thought you could not handle and you think it's over, then they turn on the heat. Of all the stuff I've gone through in my life, eating out of trash cans, sleeping in abandoned buildings. The worst thing that ever happened is when I went to the hospital and they told me my wife had a chronic illness and she might not be able to walk one day. People say, E.T., ask CJ, it never broke me. Why? Because I've been broken so much. I've been defeated so much. I've been disappointed so much in my life that I know what it feels like and I can handle it. It didn't happen to me at 19. It didn't happen to me at 20. It didn't happen to me at 30. It happened to me at 40. After I had been through all the pressure I thought I could go through. Life said, you finished with all the pressure? I said, yeah. They said, let's bring on the heat. Even when I went through the pressure and the heat, y'all, I thought it was over. Creator said, now you ready to get cut? You said you wanted to be great, son. You said you wanted to travel the world. You said you wanted to help people, inspire people. You about to be a diamond. Listen to me very closely if you've ever studied the diamond. Once it goes through that type of pressure and it finally becomes a diamond, at that point you can't break it. You hear what I'm telling you? Once you get to that point, you cannot be broken anymore. And the only way they can tell if a diamond is a diamond or if it's fake is by applying pressure is how they tell. They'll just look at it, you think it's just look at the thing, like I looked in the thing. They'll just bring it here, put it on some glass, okay, it's real. So I'm being honest with you, I'm not giving you the 7 principles too. I'm trying to tell you the very first thing I want to tell you before we go through the principles. It's gonna be a dog fight.
Shortly put, I'll do it or die. See, that's powerful. That could be the day that turns your life around. The world has a strange way of stepping aside when somebody says, I'll do it or die. The man says, I will climb the mountain. They've told me it's too high, it's too far, it's too rocky, it's too difficult. It's never been done before, but it's my mountain, I will climb it. Pretty soon you'll see me waving from the top. Or dead on the side, because I ain't coming back. Two of the most powerful words in the language, I will. Benjamin Disraeli once said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake even its existence on the extent of its purpose. Promise yourself you will never give up. I ask the kids, how long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long? How long would you give your average baby before you shut him off? How long? See, any mother in the world would say, you're crazy. My baby's going to keep trying until it learns how to walk. What a magic formula. Now let me show you what triggers all emotions into activity that brings results. Action. Finally, you must do something about how you feel. Make sure you always have a game plan to match your wishes. Otherwise, they will always be wishes. Jesus, the master teacher, said, don't just be listeners, be doers. The world admires the doers. Another Bible phrase says, faith without action is useless. Some people these days are big on affirmations. You've got to be very careful of affirmations. There's a thin line between faith and folly. The best clue I can give you on affirmations is this. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. And there's nothing worse than delusion. The guy keeps walking west looking for the sunrise. I mean, delusion is bad. Affirmation with discipline can bring the most spectacular results. The day that turns your life around. Let me give you 4 questions to take home and we're finished. These are called questions to ponder. Okay, here's the questions I want you to take home in closing. First question is one of the major questions of the world. Why? Why should you try? Why read that many books? Why go that far? Why get up that early? Why put yourself through that much? Why try for all that? Why earn that much? Why share that much? Why learn all that? Good question. Why? One of the best answers to why is the second question, why not? What else are you going to do with your life? Why not see how many books you can read, how far you can go, how much you can earn, how many friends you can make, how many things you can accomplish, how far you can go and what you can see, how much personality you can develop, influence you can have. Why not? You got to stay here till you go. Why not? The third question is, why not you? Why not you? Some people have done so well. They get to go, they get to see it all, they get to do it. They get to be there. They get to have it, they get to enjoy it. Why not you? Some people have done the most incredible things with limited start. Why not you? Why not you? You've got to be involved in commerce and love and travel and experiences. You got to see the world. You got to read the books. You've got to do the enterprises. You got to do it all. Why not you? You've got to know the results that come from splendid discipline. There's nothing like a view from the top. And the last question is, why not now? Don't postpone your better future any longer. Get at it tomorrow with new vigor. Start your projects book. Get a game plan going. Do some more reading. Start to make changes. Have conversations. Make contact. Get you some new books. Ask some new questions. Set some new goals. Get you a new journal. And do it now. My final comment would be, ask for God's help. I think humans are unique, but we could all use a little help. But of course you've got to do your part. That's what we've talked about mainly tonight. Do your part, and I think God will do His part. It's a two-way street. You've made it a splendid evening, and I want to wish you the very best. Look forward to seeing you on the weekend. Make sure we get the little white slip of paper, and let's be in touch. I wish you the best. Good night. God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you know my grandfather told me, you don't get as far as the motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfuckers that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you're spending your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the fuck kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
You know, people who want to live life on the highest level are the only people who matter in my life. You know, those are the people that actually go above and beyond to continue success.
I had to make a lot of decisions that weren't favorable, that wasn't cool, that wasn't like what you're supposed to do when you're in my position. I had to go against the grain. And that's when I realized that I'm a disruptor.
I mean, you want to play stupid, be stupid, stay broke. You know what I'm saying? That's my motto. For me, I'm going to take it in. I'm going to absorb everything that's going on and get what I can get. Ain't no school for this shit, stupid. Ain't no school for this shit. You got to be smart enough to pick up the information as you go.
We equate success with money. Yeah, I don't care how much it is. If I got more than I had yesterday, I'm successful. But that's not the truth. Success to me is peace. It's peace of mind. Being able to get up every day and live your life to the fullest with making memories, doing things that you love to do, without, having to be told what to do, because you earn that. You put yourself in a position where you're able to go do something that you actually love, and it has purpose. for you.
You always act like they don't understand what's going on. I be telling niggas straight up, I give them the game, man. It's a gift. Here you go, baby. And you know what they do? They look at me like I'm trying to throw a fast one on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get to you right after I used it. I was crazy enough to believe what the fuck I was saying gonna happen was gonna happen. And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now.
When you're coming up in the environment that I grew up in, if you progressing too fast, it could become dangerous because of the envy or jealousy connected to it. It can make your home appear to be the bank that they're going to make the withdrawal out of.
I'm the guy who walked out on the streets and showed all these kids in this generation coming up that you can be far off from. I'm gonna be the back door open for you. You just gotta get in there.
Newsflash. I'll never sell 13 million records again. Never sell 10 million records again. No, I don't think anybody's gonna do it. It's a different business, it's a different thing, and I'm cool with that. I'm making music because I love it. And it's why I'm here. So when you meet someone for the first time, you can appreciate them in a different way than after you've assessed them and you feel like you know exactly who they are. But that cloud is actually created by the artist community themselves. Because they go, yeah, it's cool, but if you keep winning, how the hell I'm gonna have my shot at winning? Oh, fool, you done made enough money. You know, like they get that thing there, but they don't realize that you going, I just want to win so I can feel like I felt when it happened the first time. There's nothing that can actually compare to when it's right. What it feels like when it's right. Music is just dead right, and it's like that energy that's there. It's a special kind of high that you get addicted to, and you'll chase it for the rest of your actual career. When you feel that feeling, whether it's your first album, second album, third album, just a single, because a lot of artists have a career long enough for one song, you know, but when you feel what that feeling is, you ain't gonna replace it. If you're smart enough to know what you're experiencing, you're gonna know that that's not you're gonna continuously be chasing that feeling, feel like that again. That's really all that matters. When you achieve a certain level of success, you'll start to evaluate what your legacy is gonna be. And people who help people resonate the strongest. Those people are who we appreciate in their absence even more than we did in their presence. No matter how much you feel like you're prepared for something, it never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. Because the period that you feel ready and people are not acknowledging the material the way you feel like they should because it's good, is the time that you actually develop skin thick enough to survive when it does work. You run into that same energy later after you've had success. Because as a new artist, you get people that hear it, but they don't know that it has a value to it. They listen to it and then, yeah, it's cool, yeah. Because they don't see you the way they see the guy that everyone's embracing at the moment. And I don't think artists should make adjustments. I think they should stay in that pocket that they're in, and when they have a moment, it really explodes because it's different. But a lot of us are in the circumstances when you're starting where there ain't no plan B. You gotta work.
That's what my purpose and why I'm here and why I want to tell my story, because I had to make some painful decisions to get here, and I'm still thriving and trying to get to the next level. But this is bigger than me, because I'm gonna have to sit down with somebody one day and tell them, hey man, you know, you might wanna try it this way. You know, because there's been so many calls where I've had some kids, where I wouldn't call them kids, but young guys that I really respected, and I would go talk to them about certain things, and they'd be like, yeah, I can see that, and then next week they're gone. Thing is, you have to package it right. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm coming to you and I'm looking clean and buttoned up. I don't look like one of you, because you know how I used to look. You know how I used to be. You know what used to be around me. You know, you respected what was around me because you felt like I was leading men that you respect. now that that's no longer around, you kind of second guess what I'm saying, because that ain't the ideal you got for yourself, right? Until you start to get in that place where you start to get things that you actually really care about: kids, wife, family, career. Because now you have to start making those, and the thing is, you have to evolve. If you don't evolve, even in the streets, I knew that going in, it's just like, I'm not staying here. I just need this to be, you know, the vessel, because music is my talent, which I stumbled on, but business has always been my passion, and that's what I strive for. So I was never caught up in the stigma of the streets. Like, I understood it, but I understood what it was too. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't come from the streets and walk straight into the boardroom. Wow. So how do I get there? And then I started to map out this plan. The plan was to go from where I was, to figure some things out, to establish myself, establish my credibility, and started to get into this music. I started as a CEO at first. I spent a lot of money. That didn't work. My artist went to jail. One of them got killed. Now I'm stuck with all the studio equipment. I'm like, I gotta do it myself. It takes me 10 years to build it, boom, now I'm a success. But then I got all these bad things that are coming with me, because now nobody ever cut the water off. I gotta start transitioning that, but this is dead. They don't understand. I already got a vision. I'm already going where I'm going. So as you start to get closer to where you're going, people start to fall back, and they're like, I don't really like what he's doing anymore. I think the sad part about it is, you know, everybody's supposed to have their own vision. And my vision and your vision is supposed to align so we can get to where we're going together. Whatever I can do to help you and whatever you can do to help me, that's when the vision's align. And as you get more comfortable with getting what you get, then you get this mindset of, I'm glad it ain't me. So you hear about somebody getting murdered, I'm glad it ain't me. Hear somebody about somebody going to prison, I'm glad it ain't me. But the whole time you rolling the dice, and throughout the streets taught me about integrity, right? And that's like the big one to me, because it's almost like, if you ain't a man of your word, you're not a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you want to keep your word when you play with people that are just as dangerous as you are.
Shut up.
Get up and do what you're supposed to do.
Say over and over to yourself,
What do you want to be in life?
You need to love pain.
And let me enjoy this pain.
Are you willing to sprint when the distance is unknown?
When the end is unknown and the distance is unknown.
Every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes no one's coming to save him.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now.
It's all risky.
You have to disappear. Don't fucking die like this, bro.
do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.
What is the best advice you've ever heard or received?
Believe in yourself.
Fucking bet against me. Bet against me. Tell me it's not gonna happen. Tell me it's gonna fail. I love it. I love every minute of it.
Delusion is only delusional when you don't accomplish the goal of making your delusion the reality.
Damn,
right. That's when it's delusional.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up. The hardest thing is to continue to keep going.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop. This is what hard feels like. Hard feels shitty, and this is why most people can't do it, but you can.
The price of progress is pain.
You hate me because you're probably in the bed right now. You're probably an underachiever. You're probably somebody who doesn't want to do anything with your life.
Crazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
What is the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
It can't be done.
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
But you can't just quit things when they're hard, or you're in that phase of it's very difficult or it's very frustrating, because that's the phase where everybody quits. And you don't want to be one of those people that quits.
Is if you never give up no matter what.
What makes a diamond is the cut.
Because if you can't get better, if you can't push through when it is extremely hard, you have no chance at winning long term.
Like, there's people out there that are just working harder than everybody else.
that have a different temperament and different minds and different mentality and a ruthless competitive drive that's almost terrifying to the ordinary person.
Maybe you're a piece of shit. Maybe you want to be nobody. Maybe you're happy exactly where you are in life, because obviously you are. Maybe you don't have the determination to be somebody better than you.
Damn, Obi.
But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed, and you're in the fucking hospital, and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit.
I'll trade everything I have for the one thing that you have. I go, what's that? And he said, youth.
Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow.
Everyone's like, oh, later in life, I want to do this. Later in life, I want to do that. Later in life is turning around, looking in the mirror right now. That's later in life. And if you're not doing the now, don't ever expect the later to be the person you want to look in the mirror.
Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important.
What it takes. Like, do you really want to be a champion? Why? Because you just want to be cool? You want to be the coolest guy on the block? Like, you're not going to win. You're going to find some fucking psychopath who just lives it. And it's their whole life. And if it's not your whole life, get out. Get out.
We're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? The purpose is you. We forget that.
You know, the fish don't just jump in the boat. If you want to go catch them, go catch them. You know, throw that line in the water and go do some work. And if it doesn't work that day, do it again the next day.
Which means that if I have unbelievable big dreams and big goals, then I have to go through hard times. It's like hate. The hard times are a requisite for success. And so if you're going through hard times right now, it means that you're on the path to success, and it's not that you're on the wrong path, it's the feeling of being on the right path.
It also makes you disciplined, and once you're disciplined, like you're like a sharpened sword, man, like a well-tempered blade, and then you can go out there and operate in the world.
But once I learned that the difference between him and I was just between the ears, and once I was equipped with that, I started to believe that this guy was truly the limit.
I was preparing for war, you know.
I leave everything I have. My mom take care of me and my two brothers alone, you know. Now, Dad, you proud of me, Dad. You proud of me.
It's rare amongst the rare. You know, it's like David Goggins said, you are uncommon amongst uncommon men. Are you comfortable where you are now?
I'm comfortable with the understanding of hard work brings great rewards. This is a reminder of the hard work and dedication that I put into everything that I've done.
Let them all talk shit, let them all make their noise, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who has the guts. We have the guts to go to work and show up every single fucking day.
You were there. You know this. There was no one there to pick up the rucksack, to pick up the boat, to pick up the log, to go in there. It was you. It was you. There was no pat in the fucking back at 300, at 275, at 250, at 220. No, that was you.
If you wanna give up, you can give up. This is your choice. You can do whatever you want. My prime time, it was 32, 33. Your time's gonna come, but you cannot give up. A lot of people ask me, you proud of something? I'm very proud of, I never give up.
If you have to ask how to get motivated to go to the gym, you don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough. When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like shit, you'll show up, motherfucker. I'll see you there. Because you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, fuck that. You're going to want to be in the gym. Fucking goddamn real desire to be there. The people that have no problem showing up to the gym are the people that want to be there.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. Real problem. I can understand you misunderstand me running down the street, shirt off, fuck this, yeah. I can get it. I get it. If you misunderstand what I'm saying right now today, the problem is you. And you don't want to fix it.
How it's so hard to see the good if you're only seeing the bad. Like, there's so many people that struggle with what their version of success is because they're looking at someone else's.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep.
And so it looks like this ocean that you're going to step into and drown. But as soon as you step into it, you realize it was not that deep at all, and you can keep walking through it. And I just love that visual, because a lot of times when it's like we have this anxiety around this big decision we have to make, if you actually take the step and realize that it's not death, you're not going to drown immediately. There's plenty of other steps you can take from there, even if you get it.
Most days when I'm tired or worn out, don't really want to get up and get out of bed. Yeah, I get up and get out of bed.
I never ran from anything because I never had nobody to go to. I've always had that, where I'm going. Home to get me. Ain't nobody there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been in a situation where I'm forced to deal with it myself.
Damn,
so.
Obi.
If you don't see results in the first 2 days or the first week, I'm done. That's the mentality of most people. The struggle is too real. We're not patient. Like in a world where you can Google the best restaurants around me right now, no one is patient. And for you to lose weight, for you to stop drinking, if you where the hell you're going through, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of pitfalls, a lot of plateaus. You can hit so many fucking plateaus. If you don't know how to get around that plateau, it's not gonna happen fast.
I always feel like I'll fight anybody because everybody was the enemy, you know, and now I'm here without nothing, away from everyone, and I really took the time to find out, you know, who the enemy was, and it's not that it was the enemy, it was the enemy. The enemy. The enemy. The inner me.
And a year from now, it's gonna happen like that. And who is your future self? 1 year from now, who is it? It's like everyone's out of here, go party, Saturday night. They're not willing to sacrifice. I'm like the lone survivor in here.
Damn, Obi.
You know? Tonight will be over with 2. Tomorrow I'll be stronger with 4. Another day will go by. 365 of them happen so fucking fast. Who are you gonna be in a year from now? And in a year from now, does that future person hold regret or pride?
Why are you out running 4:35 o'clock in the morning and not later in the day? Or why do fighters do that?
Because I don't want to do it. I mean, you get the discipline to do things that you don't want to do. I think I want to get up before I run. I want to get up. Sometimes I get up and when I see guys and I like to hang out, I see people in the party. They came from partying and hanging out. I'm like, wow. They're having fun in there because you see guys with this girl and back there, I crazy. I'm the guy, this guy's over there having fun and I'm running. Man, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight. They say I'm just talk, but here I am walking.
Then if their eyes haven't seen what I've seen, I'm ordained for this. I've been to Valhalla. I've seen the most vicious and most cruelest and coldest white people in the world. They accept me. You can't stop me.
Yeah. Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. And you got to be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
This drive and passion, and it may come from nothing. Like for me, there was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm going to be somebody. And it has to be there because on all those bad days and all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be, ready to go.
You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing shitty things and then feel bad about yourself like that makes it okay. You need to be better.
But next day, I'm very capable and I learn that, listen, Cristiano, let's go. Life continue. Past is past, it's never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life. The present. Because you don't know that what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know. Go back to the gym, work, because you have more to show. You understand? Life continue. You cannot live in the past. I'm really good on that. You understand? I learned by the years that, listen, Cristiano, let's go. Because pain, you're gonna have all the time, uncertainty and constant work. Constant work. Doesn't matter what's it's gonna happen in your life. You have to continue. This is the way I see the life.
Says that everything counts. Everything that you do counts. The biggest mistake that people make is they think that only what they want to count counts. No. When you read a book, when you listen to an audio program, when you go to a course, when you go to bed early and get up early and you work, it all counts. And it's all going on the plus side of your ledger. But when you watch television, waste time, hang out, fool around, and so on, all of that counts as well. And it's going on the negative side of your ledger. A person who has a great life by the law of accumulation is a person who's accumulated far more credits, more pluses on the credit side than debits on the debit side. And here's an important point. If what you are doing is not moving you towards your goals, then it's probably moving you away from your goals.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it.
I love that.
My God. People see the trophies, but not the training ground.
Everybody wants the view, but no one wants the climb. I love it.
And I made a promise to myself from that day that I was going to work that hard every single day, so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me, is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. And that was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live your life to just get better every single day, and do that for 20 years, what do you have?
He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
Don't die like this. So people wonder where this shit comes from me. It comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here?
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
People want me to do everything for them, and what they don't realize is they have the power. You want to see a miracle, son? Be the miracle.
I broke you.
What does that mean?
Rise. Shit for a pretty large percentage of the time, but you're only going to ever escape that if you just perform regardless. You have to perform when you feel bad. As a man, you can't say, I will perform when I feel good. It doesn't work that way, because our heads are too complicated and life's too complicated. There's too much on our shoulders, and we have too much stress, too much pressure. Our heads are fucked. You have to be the kind of person who says, I perform regardless. I didn't miss a single day's training. I didn't miss a please. I didn't miss a thank you. I'm not saying I was happy. I'm saying I did exactly what I was supposed to do.
Very well, that's the first time I ever spoke. That's phenomenal, that is right there, yeah.
And now here we are,
yeah,
in front of that arena.
You know, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is gonna happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect.
Let's go check out the arena.
Let's do it.
We'll go this way.
It's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is try to get them as perfect as they can be. And what can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can.
There's people out there that are just working harder than everybody else, and they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's their grind. And those people are super valuable because they change everybody's perspective of like what's possible, what to strive for, and what it takes. Like, do you really want to be a champion? Why? Because you just want to be cool? You want to be the coolest guy on the block? Like, you're not gonna win. You're gonna find some fucking psychopath who just lives it. It's their whole life. And if it's not your whole life, get out. Get out.
I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth. And I was basically, I had to invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind of judgment, be called whatever the fuck in the world, and be able to stand in the fucking room and say, go fuck yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright fucking just crushing myself. If it was raining outside at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, if it was snowing, the first instinct is don't go out there and do shit. My instinct was, we gotta fucking go out there. Anything that was fucking horrible in my life that I would normally say no, that was inhumane to most people, I had to go do it. And I started callousing my mind at this point.
They're like, huh. It's like people look at champions and try and find something that champion has that they don't have. And he's like, but it's not that at all. He's like, they lack something everyone else has, which is an off button. They just don't stop.
Therefore, if God is going to give you the chance to become a successful person, he has to make it difficult. He has to lay out a gauntlet, because within that gauntlet, some people will quit and they can go become losers, which allow the people who do not quit to be winners. You're on the highway, you're driving. There's exits all along the way to Loserville, Loser Town. When you're tired, when you don't feel like working, when you don't have enough time, when it's difficult, you can get off the highway anytime you want, but if you stay on the highway, you'll end up a winner. When I hear people say, oh, it's hard, or I don't have time, etc., all you're doing is telling me you're a loser. Every single winner feels the same as you do. The difference is they do not quit. Fail. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't care about excuses. God doesn't care about excuses. And the winners who went through the exact same things you're going through, who didn't quit, don't care about excuses. There are winners and losers in the world. You are either a winner who dedicates himself, never gives up, continues to learn, does everything he knows he needs to do regardless of how he feels, or you're a loser who makes excuses and you stay invisible for the rest of human time. Make a choice.
Want this. Yes, I want this. The one you want to sacrifice everything. And show me.
You have to sacrifice your lower self to your higher self in order for you to proceed in a healthy manner, to be resilient, but also for you to participate in the covenant that would make for a united society.
I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
We are poor, but we're happy.
Come see, come ça. Anyway, the views are better above ground. Honey, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore. And I'm going to do something about it.
Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today you're going to do.
Sacrifice temporary fun for permanent dreams, or sacrifice your permanent dreams for temporary fun. And the reality is a lot of you guys are willing to sacrifice your permanent dreams for some temporary fun. Yeah. And that temporary fun is never going to get you fucking anywhere.
I don't think that we should be together. And I've thought about it a lot, and this is what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to keep pursuing what I'm pursuing. And because I'm doing that, it's going to take up more and more of my time, and I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with you. And even when I do spend time with you, I'm going to be thinking about drumming. I'm going to be thinking about jazz music and my charts and all that. And because of that, you're going to start to resent me. And you're going to tell me to ease up on the drumming, spend more time with you because you're not feeling important. And I'm not going to be able to do that. And really, I'm just going to start to resent you for even asking me to stop drumming. And we're just going to start to hate each other. And it's going to get it's going to be ugly. And so for those reasons, I'd rather just, break it off clean. Because I want to be great.
And you're not.
I want to be one of the greats.
And I would stop you from doing that?
Yeah.
You know I would stop you from doing that. You know that for a fact.
Yes.
And I barely see you anyway. And when I did see you, you treat me like shit because I'm just some girl who doesn't know what she wants, and you have a path, and you're going to be great, and I'm going to be forgotten, and therefore you won't be able to give me the time of day because you have bigger things to pursue.
That's exactly my point.
What's wrong with you? You're right, we should.
You gotta have something more. You're not meant to just wake up, go to work, come home and like chill and watch TV because you're bored from work, and then go to sleep and repeat the process. You gotta have more than that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely need more than that. It just doesn't. That's just not something.
If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with it. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly. Which is why they always ask the question, man, how'd you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
Man, do you want it? There's two options. To continue forward, push onward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to find that dream again. For it is dead. And it is dead.
The difference between me and everybody in this room is I wanted it more. And I was willing to die for it. I would do whatever it was. But I don't want it.
As bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. In life, and dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen, become a reality. I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on it.
There is no such thing as a magical money machine, so what does that mean? We have to be hungry. We gotta be hungry. But aren't you gonna, let me just ask you something, aren't you gonna live the next 3, 5, 10 years anyway? And aren't you gonna have to do something? And aren't you gonna hit obstacles? And isn't stuff gonna go wrong anyway?
How badly do you want what you want? How badly do you want it? Or do you want it at all? You see, there's an awful lot of people who want an awful lot of things. But how badly do they want it? If you want it so badly, if you want it with tremendous intensity of desire, there's really nothing in the world that can stop you from getting it. There's an interesting story that's told about Socrates, and Socrates was talking to one of his students, and the student said, I am hungry for knowledge. What can I do to increase my knowledge? And Socrates said, knowledge is something that is readily available and easy to get if you want it bad enough. He said, I'm sure I want it badly enough. And Socrates said, come with me, and he walked him offshore into the ocean. And they got about 3 or 4 feet, and Socrates is a very, very strong man, grabbed the young man and put his head under the water. And the young man began to struggle and struggle and struggle, and finally became incredibly frantic, and finally brought him up. And he said, now what did you want while you were under the water? And he said, all I wanted was air. He said, all I could think of in the whole world was air. He said, when you want knowledge with the same intensity that you wanted that oxygen, you will get all the knowledge that you could desire. And when you want anything with great intensity, if you have the desire, you'll get it.
I had two options. To either be that 300-pound guy who sprayed for cockroaches and made $1,000 a month, and at 24 years old, knowing when I'm 50 fucking years old, I can reflect on this and think about what guy I never became, or I can totally just sack it up and fail and fail and fail until I succeed.
And I just cracked one day, and I was like, fuck happiness. Because it felt so out of reach that I was like, just fuck it. I'm not even gonna shoot for it. I'm just gonna do stuff. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just going to do stuff. And what happened was, like, a few years later, a few days later, I looked up and I was like, I'm not miserable.
One day, win today. Then you wake up tomorrow and you do the same thing. And then you wake up on Wednesday and you do the same thing. Then you wake up on Thursday and you do the same thing. And guess what happens then? You create a winning streak. All right? And when you do this long enough, when you create these little streaks, maybe you get 5 wins, maybe you get 7 wins, maybe you get 12 wins. When you start to tag these wins together and create these streaks, you're forming new habits. Okay? And after a while, Winning the day is not hard. It's easy. It becomes automatic. And when you get to the point where you're winning every day and it's automatic, guess what happens? Winning becomes not something that you aspire to do. You don't have to aspire to be a winner when you're winning every day automatically. Winning becomes who the fuck you are. And when winning becomes who the fuck you are, guess what you become? You become a winner.
Stop saying, I hope I succeed, or I am trying to succeed. That weak shit is keeping you stuck. Okay? Say it with your whole fucking chest. I will succeed. Not maybe, not hopefully, not if things go right. I will succeed. When you speak like you have already won, you will move differently. You will think differently. You will not accept a backup plan because there is no fucking backup plan. I will succeed. It is not arrogance, it is a decision. Stop hoping and start declaring. Say that shit until you believe it, and then continue to say that shit until everyone around you believes it. I will succeed.
You're only one win away from changing everything in your life. So whatever you do not stop now. Don't stop believing in that wonderful future because it is so close. Just imagine what life is going to be like. It's going to be even better than you could ever have imagined. And anything is possible for you. And the hardest part is over because you started and then continued one step at a time because you're a winner. Never forget that. You know, times may be hard. That's just a test. It's temporary. And winners like you overcome because winners find a way to make it happen. No matter how long it takes, you will make it happen because you're a superhero. You're courageous with huge mental strength, and because of that, you are unstoppable. It doesn't matter what the obstacles are. You have got what it takes to keep going, to overcome them, and then get the reward of a fantastic future. I'll tell you what, I'll be there at the side of the road cheering as you go by.